Couple sets of weights is all we need. Start stretching out a little bit on your own, because if you're anything like me from yesterday's workout, my legs are super sore. Glutes, hamstrings, quads are feeling a little bit sore. So take about a minute or two to get yourself grounded down to the mat, get yourself stretched out and loosened up before we get going together as a group. In the pre-workout email that I sent out, I kind of said that we're going to be doing a quick hitting workout today where we're going to get some arms, some abs in. When we get to our lift, we're going to do a little bit of yoga to start off, but it's going to be quick. We're only going to be going for about 30, 35, maybe 40 minutes. And then we're going to try to get right to some cardio. So you guys that are here with me in person, we'll get our cardio done together. You guys that are home, you could get anything done that you can once you get started here. All right. So now together, I want everybody to come down to a child's pose. We'll come together as a group now and kind of get ready to get started and loosen up a little bit. As we get grounded to the mat, our child's pose is where we start. My knees are outstretched to the outside of my yoga mat. My big toes are together. My palms are almost scraping back against that yoga mat so that my arms are out extended and far, excuse me, and far out in front of my shoulders as I can. And then the crown of my head just comes down to the ground. We take about 5 deep breaths in this child's pose to get started. We're not going to spend much time in our child's pose today. We'll use it as a little bit of recovery from some body weight strength that we get throughout this yoga flow warm up. But really take this time right now in this child's pose to start to think about what went well this week. Let those positive thoughts start to multiply with each other. Really think about how good of a week we've had so far, how much action that we had, how much activity that we had, how much camaraderie that we had in that group email. And let's build off of that over this 30, 45, 60-minute workout that we're going to get right now. Inhale in that child's pose. Exhale, flow forward to that baby upward facing dog. My elbows turn in towards my rib cage. My heart is open. My shoulders are rolled down my back. I'm looking up towards the sky, and my knees are down on that yoga mat right now so that there's very low impact on that lower back, or low impact on the shoulders, I should say, but your back is getting a nice stretch. The back kind of closes off in this position while the front side of the body opens from the hips right through the shoulders. Let's look over that left shoulder while we're here. Feel that right hip lengthen a little bit. Take that deep breath on this side, in through the nose, maybe out through the nose. Look over that right shoulder. Feel that left hip lengthen a little bit. In through the nose, maybe out through the mouth. Exhale everything out. Back to neutral. And let's push back to our first downward facing dog of the day. In this downward facing dog, I want it to be a good inverted V where the hips are the highest point of the body. And as I say that cue, I almost try to shift my body weight back towards my heels a little bit to take the pressure off my shoulders. We want to be comfortable in this downward facing dog. The hands are flat down on the yoga mat. The balls of the feet are on that yoga mat, but the heels kind of approach that yoga mat as well to get the stretch through that calf and Achilles. Finding stillness in this downward facing dog at first, getting comfortable, almost just shifting that body weight back a little bit more, letting the belly rest on the quads, and now start to walk that dog in place. Very slow at first. Maybe stay on that right side with that right heel approaching the ground while the left knee is bent for a full breath. Then come to that other side, same thing on that other side. And then start to pedal those feet out a little bit more with a little bit more pace. Feeling that calf and Achilles shake some energy into it. And then start to walk the feet up towards the hands until we land into a folded forward position here. From our folded forward position, I want to come halfway up to a flat back. And then I want to come down before I come up and come right into a baby back bend here at the top. Inhale here, exhale, root to reach, get really high, and then sweep the feet and come right back to that flat back. I want to come through that progression a couple times because, like I said, my legs are pretty sore from that workout that we did yesterday. So I want to really feel those hamstrings as I come down, feel the shoulders and the heart open up at the top as I come up. And you come through this progression at your own pace, slowing it down at the points that you need more attention for. So now I'm starting to realize that my shoulders, my chest need a little bit more attention as well. So I'm kind of leaving that paled open at the top a little bit more and turning that hamstring stretch into more of a dynamic one where I come down a little bit further, almost scraping that yoga mat at the ground before coming all the way back up. One more time, up. Let's land into that flat back and stay there. Press those hands right into the shins, right into the knees. Lengthen that neck by almost bringing the chin to the chest. From here, inhale, step the hands down to the mat, step the feet back to the back of that mat, and let's land into a high plank for the first time here. In our high plank, I want to stay here in complete stillness for the first 30 seconds that we get here. Focusing on our breathing while our here and now, once again, we try to shift that train of thought to anything positive that we can. Any of those negative thoughts that came in that first couple of minutes of this workout, we try to let them come in one ear and out the other while the positive thoughts stay in there, marinate in there, and they grow with each other. But right now we're holding this high plank, and that plank is tight as a board, stiff as a board. Glutes are engaged. Drop all the way down to the hands and the knees at the tabletop position for a couple of cat-cows. Inhale as you drop the pelvis and look forward. Exhale as you round the back and look down between the legs. Again, your own pace. Exaggerate it a little bit if the elbows want to bend a little bit in between, and then come up nice and high for that cat position. Same thing for that cow as that pelvis drops. We want to come up off the mat a little bit more with that upper body. Find that neutral tabletop position. Shift the body weight to that right side a little bit, that right hand, that right knee. Bring the left hand up so that it's facing towards that right forearm, and then peel open towards the top of the sky here and hold it. See how the body feels just in this position right here. I'm feeling tight through the back of my left shoulder. My left pec is feeling that a little bit. My right hip is feeling it a little bit too. It's just something to pay attention to. We're not going to be able to fix it over this next 15, 20 minutes, but it's something that we can pay attention to as we come through these next couple of movements. Now we move to more of a dynamic stretch here where we come down, almost give ourselves a pat on the back for showing up here, and then come right back up and twist that top side of the body open. That left hand comes right back down. And once again, you're at your own pace coming up and down. But I want you to really follow the thumb with the eyes so that the back and the shoulders get a good stretch here at the top. Good. Find that neutral tabletop, maybe a cat-cow or two, just as we switch sides here. Then that right hand comes up towards the top, and we hold it here at the top, just like we did on that other side here at first. We compare one side to the other, just so we know which side might need more attention the next time we come through a similar movement. Inhale here, exhale, we stay here for one more breath. Now on our inhale, we come down, we almost scrape that ground, give ourselves that pat on the back, and then follow that thumb with your eyes up to the top of that movement. Down and up we go. The exaggeration can come by way of the movement of the arm, but also by the movement of the hip. So my bottom hip, when I'm twisting this right arm open to the top, that left hip wants to come under the body and almost fly through as much as we can to get those hips open and ready for movement. Good. Neutral tabletop here, a cat-cow or two. Inhale, exhale, round that back. Inhale, drop that pelvis. Exhale, round that back. We opened up the top side of the body mostly with that last movement. Now we want to wake up the bottom side of that body. So first, what we're going to do is I want to shift that body weight once again to my right side. So I'm on my right knee. Both hands could stay flat on that yoga mat. Bring the knee forward so that it breaks the plane of the forearms, and then come around and back, keeping a 90-degree bend in the knee. Come forward right away again, and then really try to turn that foot around, almost like you'd be able to kick yourself in that right ear if you had the flexibility for it, which we don't right now, but someday we might. And right now we want to think about the two parts of this movement. It's almost a strengthening movement for the glute and the hamstrings on this left side, but think about this left hip as you come up to the top of that movement, really trying to open like we were in that three-legged downward facing dog. Good. Drop that left knee down, bring that right knee off the mat, shift that body weight forward to start, and then curl and twist that right leg back and behind. Land down into that child's pose once again. Take a deep breath there. As promised, we're not going to spend too much time in this child's pose. And over the rest of this yoga flow warm up, we're going to start to flow a little bit faster. And we're going to mix in some body weight strength as well. So from our child's pose, what I want you to do is shift that body weight forward to that baby upward facing dog. Let the hips drop down. From here, we got our first set of push-ups for the day. As long as it takes you, I don't care. I want you to get 20 reps in of push-ups. If you're doing them from the knees, once again, make sure the knees are back towards the back of that mat. If you're doing them from the feet, great. Give it a shot for a couple at least, and then transition back to those knees if you need to. 20 reps, 3, 2, 1, let's go. All 20 reps. Like I said, if you need a rest at any point, after 8 reps, after 10 reps, after 18 reps, you rest, but then you pop right back up and you get all the way up to 20 before landing back into that child's pose. Child's pose when you get to that 20th rep. Inhale, very deep inhale in this child's pose. Exhale, right away we flow forward. Baby, upward facing dog. Inhale, exhale. Push back to that downward facing dog. While we're in this downward facing dog now, I want to raise my left leg up and peel that top left hip open. See how much that hip is already more open than it normally is when we start these. Bring that left foot down, raise that right foot up and peel that top right hip open. Step that right foot down. We're in that neutral downward facing dog once again. Taking as many steps as you can. Inch the feet up towards the hands. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, come down before coming all the way up to that baby back bend. Coming through that standing progression one more time. Up, we sweep the shoes flat back. Down before we come up. Baby back bend here at the top. Right into body weight squats. 20 reps. I'm going to let my arms swing forward as I kick my hips back and down. Legs are feeling it from yesterday's workout. We loosen them up a little bit. Now we're getting right to our strength work for the day. 20 reps here. As deep as that first squat was, we want that 20th one to be. Moving through it quickly if we can. Slowing that pace down if and when you need to. On 20, we stand tall, mountain posture for recovery. A deep breath here. Inhale, baby back bend here at the top. Exhale, root to reach. Sweep those feet, flat back. Step back to that high plank. Hold that high plank. Shift that body weight to your right hand. Twist that left arm open towards the sky. Hold it here. Bring those hips up a little bit higher if we can. Feel that bottom, right oblique. Engage. Bring that left hand down to the mat. Twist towards that right side now. High plank, twist, open heart, twist. Drop that right hand down. That slow moving chaturanga from that high plank. Inch forward, drop down to the ground. Upward facing dog, but instead of that downward facing dog, child's pose. A deep breath here. We earn that recovery. Mixing in this strength work gets that heart rate up a little bit. Not our basic yoga flow here. A little bit more energy from it. Inhale, exhale, flow forward. Baby, upward facing dog. From here, push-ups. Set number 2. Instead of 20 reps, it's 15, and we are gone in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. On 15, we land to that child's pose. We earn that child's pose. Feel free to shift that body weight from side to side if you need to. Shift those hands to the left side of that yoga mat. Then try out that right side of that yoga mat. Earning that recovery between strength movement, but then we flow between it as well. One more inhale in this child's pose. Exhale, flow forward, baby, upward facing dog. Look over that left shoulder. Inhale, exhale, stay here. Look over that right shoulder. Inhale, exhale, stay here. Neutral. Push back to that downward facing dog. Raise that left leg up and peel it open before stepping that left foot to the left hand for warrior one on this side here. Arms way up. That front knee is bent. Legs are feeling strong now. They were sore to start, but now they're ready for all this movement. Easy to step into this warrior one here on this side. Let's see how it is on that other side. Push back to that downward facing dog. Raise that right leg up and peel it open before stepping that right foot to the right hand. Warrior one here, arms up. Inhale, exhale, drop down from that downward facing dog. Bend the knees generously. Walk, step, or jump those feet up to standing. Inhale, come up to that flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Open at the top. One more time through that standing progression. Sweep those feet to that flat back. Down before we come up. Baby back bend into our squats. 15 reps, let's go. All 15 once again. Earning that right to stand tall into that still and stationary mountain posture. That powerful standing position here. Opening up that heart. Practicing good posture during our recovery. Inhale, baby back bend. Exhale, root to reach. Sweep those feet. Step back to that high plank. Twist right away to that left side. Land that left hand down. Twist to that right side. Chaturanga, that high to low. That upward facing dog to that child's pose. Just one big deep inhale here. We're at the tail end of this now. From here, exhale as we come forward. 10 good push-ups. Let's do it now. Let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Child's pose. Inhale, exhale, flow forward, baby, upward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Inch the feet close together this time in this downward facing dog. Raise that left leg up. Peel the hips open. Step that left foot between the hands for warrior two down the center of our mats. Sink down a little bit deeper into it. Come into that extended side angle coming forward, reaching that right arm forward and long. Without moving the legs at all, reverse that upper body. And from here, we cartwheel the hands down. Push back to that downward facing dog. Feet still close together and back. Raise that right leg up and peel it open. Step that right foot between the hands. Warrior two. Down the center of that yoga mat once again. Extended side angle. Left side of the body is long. Fingertips through that hip. Down to the knife edge of that foot. Legs don't move. Reverse that warrior. Cartwheel those hands down. Push back to that downward facing dog. Bend the knees, walk, step, or jump those feet up. Right into our 10 squats from here. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 45 push-ups, 45 squats. Let's just finish with our last 5 right away. Down to that high plank. Push-ups for 5. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up to standing safely or quickly. Last 5 squats. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Drink some water up. Good work. Good work. Good work. All right. Arms and abs we're coming to next. Dumbbells ready to work here. Our first dumbbell movement is going to be a standing strict shoulder press. We're going to be on a 30-second timer here. We're going to start off with shoulder presses and a mix between ab exercises. I'll describe them as we get to them. But our shoulder press, I want to come to a split stance, And I want to start it up with 12 to 15 reps. Let's start that up right now. Using 2 dumbbells if we can, a single dumbbell if you need to. And it's that press up, that control down. 12 to 15 reps, protecting that lower back with that split athletic stance. 12 reps should be plenty here, but 15 if your weights are feeling light. When you get there, let the weights down off the mat, come down onto our backs. We got to mix in some ab work here. Our first ab exercise, flutter kicks, 90 degrees between them. We are moving through them real quick here. Trying to get through as many reps as we can. 30 seconds is our timer, and that's what's keeping us honest right now. Endurance phase of strength training for the first time in this week of boot camps. That means only 2 exercises. We only had 30 seconds for our shoulders to recover, and we come right back up right now. Set number 2, shoulder press. Let's do it. We're right back to it. Sculpting those shoulders. That's the goal here. But we also fatigue quicker when we come through this style of movement. So if that means you got to go to your lighter set of dumbbells earlier or go to a single dumbbell earlier, so be it. We don't want that form to falter. Instead of our flutter kicks, we are still down on our backs, but this time it's 90-degree leg raises. Let's get there right now. Legs come up together in unison. They come up with a purpose to the top of that movement, and then it's down a little bit slower. Then we come up, down, and up we go. Again, it's 30 full seconds of our ab movement, and it's only 30 seconds of recovery for that shoulder press. Set number 3. Let's come up with that purpose. Stick that safe starting position. 12 reps is plenty. We're off and running now. Ah. 11, 12, beating that buzzer down to our backs, flat back or balancing on your butt. It's full body crunches now for our last 30. Full body crunches, balancing on your butt is like this here, where the elbows meet the knees. A flat back crunch is fine as well, where you could either get the legs moving while the arms are moving, or just move one or the other, the upper ab crunch or the lower ab crunch. Do whatever works for you. Keep going. We got 10 seconds left of this circuit right here. Moving through our arms and abs pretty quickly. 3, 2, 1, time. Only 30 seconds to recover here. 30 seconds to recover. We got bent over tricep extensions coming up next. Adjust those weights that you're using if you need to. Same idea. It's 12 to 15 reps. It's only 30 seconds of recovery, but a higher energy recovery here. Higher intensity calisthenics coming back. A different exercise each time. But we are focused on these triceps right now, hinging at the elbows, bringing those elbows up, pressing them back behind you. Again, 12 reps. And the purpose of this movement, think about what it is. It's the back of that upper arm. It's not the bicep curl. Don't worry, we'll get there. This is that push back behind us. Weights down on 12 reps. We got mountain climbers coming back. 20 seconds only. There's our start right there. Far and wide between those feet. Trying to land that front foot if we can, but shorten up that movement if and when you need to. Time, that gives us 10 seconds to recover as we make our way up to standing. On the buzzer, we start set number 2. There it is. Let's go. 12 to 15 reps. All 12 reps, letting those weights down. No mountain climbers, jumping jacks, using the yoga mat as a frame of reference. Feet are flat, sure of our footing. 20 seconds of them. Time. 2 sets down. 1 set to go for these bent over tries. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. 12 reps. Twelve to 15 reps there. Mountain climbers, the jumping jacks, to low impact burpees. It's that step or that jump of the feet back to the back of that yoga mat. Wide feet, stand tall at the top. 20 seconds, let's do it. Time recovering, 40 seconds of it. Drinking some water up. We got 1 more circuit coming back here. 30 seconds till we get going. A standing bicep curl is coming up next. You guys hear me okay on here? Yeah. Glad I waited a half hour to ask you, because we would have been screwed otherwise. Standing, yeah. Everyone's just drinking their coffee, watching me. I'm like, I don't know why no one's doing anything. Yeah. All right, we're ready for our standing bicep curls. 12 to 15 reps. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Now, again, more out of what we think about. It's the bicep curl, right? We don't want to shift the hips at all. We don't want to swing the upper arm at all. We are cutting this arm in half at the elbow so that we keep all the work, all the focus on the biceps. Sculpting, toning our biceps with this movement. Coming down to a forward forearm plank as our recovery. Let's stick and hold it here first. Just for a deep breath or 2. No movement at all. While we're in this forearm plank now, it's a knee crunch towards that same side elbow, right to right, left to left. Time. 30 full seconds of that plank. It cuts into our bicep time. So we got to transition quickly. 12 to 15 reps. Finding that failure safely. When that form goes, modify. Single arm alternating curls, a single dumbbell, double arm curl. Modify if and when you need to. Because it's only going to get tougher. High plank. Let's meet there now. High plank and hold it. While in this high plank, shoulder tap. Right hand taps that left shoulder. Left hand taps that right shoulder. Slow. Torture yourself with how long and slow and steady that hand is off the ground. This is gonna make our third set of bicep curls that much tougher. Activating those shoulders like we just did. 12 to 15 reps. Modify when you need to. Find your failure and find new ways to find new failure while safely keeping that form your focus. 12 to 15 reps. Third variation of a plank is a bear plank. The way I want you to get into it. High plank. Hold your high plank. Bend your right knee and come onto your right, the ball of your right foot. Now keeping that right foot right where it is. Excuse me. Bring that left foot forward. Now we're hovering over the ground. My knees are an inch over that yoga mat. My back is flat. Hold it here. Maybe crunch the knee up to that forearm if you can. Right to right, left to left. Time. Drop down to those hands and knees. Deep breath. A little bit of recovery. A quick arm burnout is going to be how we close this workout up. Our last 3 to 5 minutes of work coming up right here, where we try to target all the body parts that we've gotten so far. Biceps, shoulders, triceps. Right away on this buzzer, we're up to standing. 10 hammer curls only. 10 hammer curls only. And there's our start. Palms facing each other. Feel free to go to that single dumbbell when you need to, especially as we progress through this burnout. 10 reps only. We have the rest of this 30-second buzzer to recover this first time through. 10 hammer curls followed by 10 neutral grip shoulder presses. Close grip, palms facing each other. Feel free to go to a single dumbbell if you need to, or try 2 to start. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let those weights down. Shake those arms out. Biceps followed by shoulders, followed by triceps. An overhead tricep extension is our third part of this movement. Same way we did with that hammer curl and that shoulder press. It's 10 reps only. Feel free to use a single dumbbell if you need to. 1, 2, 3, all the way to 10. On 10, we make our way down onto our backs. We got 3 variations of our core work to do. We come right to it. Flutter kicks first, nice and quick, let's go. Flutter kicks to our leg raises, legs together, up and down we go. And those full body crunches, any variation of them. Trying to get 10 reps in. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, up to standing. We did 10 of each movement that first time through, cutting that in half. Only 5 hammer curls. Ready, set, let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold those weights. Split that stance. Neutral grip shoulder press for 5. Ready, set, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let those weights down. Keep that stance split. Maybe switch that foot that's here. Overhead tricep extension for 5. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mountain climbers, let's go. Just a couple of reps here. We're looking for about 15 seconds. Time. Jumping jacks. Up to standing. Let's do it. Burpees, let's go. 5 of them. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Standing tall. Last 30 seconds. 1 rep of each movement. Complex. 30 seconds to close it out. Curl. Press. Extension. Back down. Finish this up strong here. Stick each part of this movement, right? Biceps, shoulders, triceps. Last 90 seconds of our work. Not even, last minute. Forearm plank. Stick and hold it. In that forearm plank. Knee crunch. For 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Travel up to a high plank. Shoulder tap for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bear plank. Curl those toes under. Knee crunch towards that same side elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Time. Drop to those hands and knees. That is all I got for you for this strength portion of this workout. But like I said, we're not done. You guys that are here with me, we're gonna get some cardio in now. Guys that are home, you're looking to jump on a Peloton, get out for a walk. It's gorgeous out there right now. I don't care where you are, even if it's not gorgeous. It's gorgeous in here right now, all right? Get 30 minutes of something in right now, even if that has to be a stretch for you, all right?
Thanks, Thomas.
Great job, guys. You got it.
Thank you.
You got it. Have a good day.